السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. معكم ولد من قناة ورد 1700 أو ورد جيمر. اليوم سنقوم بحل اللغز من هي عائلة فرانكلين. حسنا، كما تعرفون أن فرانكلين هو متعلق كثير بالكروف ستريتش، وسي جي هو زعيم الكروف ستريتش. حسنا، أنتم تعرفون هذا، وكما ترون أن هذه هي عن فرانكلين، وهنا ذكر السي جي. هسه سأعطيكم لحظة تقرأوها. حسنا، كما ترون هذه الصورة، وانظروا لهذه الصورة. كما ترون إن هذه هي أم فرانكلين، وهذه عمة فرانكلين. ما الشبه هنا؟ تشبهان بعضهما. هذا لأن هذه أم فرانكلين وهذه هي أم فرانكلين. وكما ترون في GTA سان أندريس اسمها دينيس روبنسون، وهنا تذكر السي جي، وهنا دينيس كلينتون، ولكن إنها دينيس روبنسون لأنها هي أم فرانكلين وزوجة سي جي، ولكن لمار لعب في الموضوع. كما ترون لقد حكت عن فرانكلين هنا، كما ترون، وهنا تحكي عن السي جي، تتكلم عن السي جي. كما ترون ها هو، وهذا ما يعني أن أب سي جي هو أب فرانكلين هو سي جي، وأم فرانكلين هي دينيس كلينتون. كما ترون، انظروا، وهنا في سيادة فرانكلين في الوراء مكتوب هنا سان أندرياس، وهنا حرف F يعني فرانكلين، وهنا حرف S سي يعني كلينتون، وهنا في عام صدور GTA سان أندرياس. حسنا، سندخل إلى جوجل وسندخل إلى هذا الفيديو.
Today I want to finally put to bed the rumour that CJ from GTA San Andreas and Franklin from GTA 5 are father and son. They're both black and live in the same area. Case closed. Oh wait, you want to know more? Well, let's dig a little deeper. Cal Johnson, or CJ, and the events that happened to him all take place in the San Andreas area of Los Santos in around the year 1992. We know CJ has returned to the area after leaving in 1987 and that he's about 24 years old. Franklin Clinton also lives in the Los Santos area, and the events that happened to and around him are set roughly in 2013. He was born in 1988, making him 25 years old at the time. So, other than them both being black guys living in the same area, what could possibly link these two guys together? Well, let's look at Franklin's mother. There's our problem. We can't, because there's very little information on her other than she's said to be Franklin's mother, was a junkie after her partner became physically abusive, and is dead. We do, however, have another lead, her sister Denise Clinton, and this is where it starts to get interesting. So, what do we know about Denise? Well, she's said to be Franklin's aunt, describes herself as a new age feminist, whatever that is, and she shares a first name with a former fling of CJ's. So, who is this other Denise that CJ hooked up with? Her name is Denise Robinson, and by the time CJ meets her, she's a prostitute that has already had 3 babies and gave them all away. She's the same character that was part of the now infamous Hot Coffee mod, which saw CJ perform sexual acts, got in trouble for it. The thing to remember is that she always asked you in for coffee before you bumped uglies.
How about a little coffee?
But how does anything other than them sharing a first name tie these 2 women together? Well, that in person. Franklin's aunt describing herself as a new age feminist is a giant clue. You see, the only women drawn to such ill-thought-out ideologies are angry, men-hating, men-wannabe lesbians, and of course, the type of I told you that originally Franklin's auntie was supposed to look different. She was originally inspired by Denise Robinson's character from San Andreas, even wearing a green hoodie as a nod to the Grove Street gangs. So you're probably thinking by now, well, that's nice and all, but how does this information about Franklin's auntie tie in? As I've already mentioned, the prostitute Denise has had children and gave them away and continued to sleep about. I think one of those children was raised by Denise's sister, the very woman who Franklin called mother. This is why Denise refers to Franklin as the biggest mistake her sister made, not because she gave birth to him, but because she adopted him. Denise thought any child that would come from her was destined to become something awful. This cold attitude towards her own children explains why she's so hostile towards Franklin through the whole game. Speaking of what Franklin knows about who he assumed was his father and mother, as his mother is said to have died and his father run away when he was young, just where do you think he got his information about them from? That's right, his real mother Denise, who was free to twist events in order to keep her grubby little history a secret. That is until Franklin's grandmother stepped in to try and raise Franklin properly, happy to keep up the lie to try and keep the boy on the straight and narrow, fearing the truth would turn him into a bad person. Bonus fact, remember earlier I mentioned how when Denise wanted to get down and dirty, she would invite you in for coffee. Well, if you play as Franklin and check out Denise's Life Invader page, you can see she refers to inviting men in for coffee. By now I've probably suitably convinced you that both Denises are the same woman and that Franklin and CJ share a link through this woman, namely that CJ banged her and that she's Franklin's real mother. But I'm going to go one more step and tie Franklin and CJ closer. Let's look at Franklin's birthday, 1988, and the year CJ is supposed to have first met Denise, 1992. Well, that doesn't add up, so there's no way CJ could be Franklin's dad, you might be thinking, but just hold on a minute. Look at what was happening. Cal Johnson was about to leave the area with a view of never returning back, and as a 19-year-old red-blooded male, what was he going to do? That's right, get his leg over one last time. And what's the time-honoured tradition of guaranteeing you sleep with someone? Well, of course, you find the sluttiest woman you can at a party. Beer plus slutty woman equals good times. It's also the explanation they don't remember each other when they first meet. It was a one-night stand between 2 people who had no history, took place several years ago, and was fueled by alcohol. This sexual encounter took place as CJ was leaving in 1987. Then, 9 months later, Franklin is born in 1988. But hey, those are just my thoughts. Join me next time as we dig a little deeper into another mystery.